Case so boom. White boy Rick had the pop, 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 pop. Jean-Claude Van Damme, the inmate advisor. You don't know what the inmate advisor is, then let me know you ain't never been to the penitentiary. You ain't never been to the penitentiary, I advise you to never go to the penitentiary. But the inmate advisor is basically like your penitentiary lawyer for when you get a write-up and you get in trouble. You know what I'm saying? When they come and tell you what the write-up is, you know what I'm saying, they give you the paper, you know what I'm saying, they ask you, you want to represent yourself or you want to, you know what I'm saying, the inmate advisor, then they got a list of inmate advisor. Now, on the compound, you normally got 4 or 5 inmate advisors. It might be an inmate advisor in every unit. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're going to have at least 5 or 6 inmate advisors. Now, on the compound, it's only certain inmate advisors, maybe 1 or 2 that's in. It was the person that was over the D-board. You don't know what the D-board is. They let me know you ain't never been to the penitentiary. You ain't never been to the penitentiary. I advise you to never go. Now, the person who was over the D-board at Turner Center at the time was a dude named Clint Denny. Everybody hated Clint Denny because he the real police. But it was certain inmate advisors that you could tell that he probably was working with, who probably been up on them for a long time, where you know, hey, man, come on, can you get ready to write up? Man, it's gonna cost you $150, cost you $200, cost you $250. Hey, you got caught with a phone, man. You know what I'm saying? It might cost you $500, but hey, let me go see what's up. Then if they come back and say, I think I could do something, 9 times out of 10, he was working with certain inmate advisors. So when the police come and read you your rights and let you know what's going on, give you the list of the inmate advisor, 9 times out of 10, the compounder, and I already said, tell him you want such and such. And it was a white boy, because a lot of people thought that Clint Denny was either Brotherhood or Aaron Nation, you know what I'm saying? Because they write-ups disappeared a lot. They didn't get a lot of hold time. They got a lot of shelf time. They got away with more than, you know what I'm saying, black folks did, and colored people. So, you know what I'm saying? It was an inmate advisor that the white boys picked. It was an inmate advisor that black dudes picked. And at the time, the white dude that he picked, evidently he must have been a little racist, and didn't nobody know. So white boy Rick comes to the cell, pop, pop, pop. Hey, Joe T, man, let me holler at you real quick, man, if you ain't on nothing, man. I said, man, come on in the cell, man. Man, Joe T, bless his cell, man. Boom. I'm looking at him, he looking at me, we looking at each other, right? Dramatic effect me. I said, what's going on? Man, Joe T, so my partner asked me to go down there to the library with him, right? He going down there, he finna get some cigarettes. You know, they got them caps going down there. They got 5 caps down there right now for $50, though. It must be plentiful down there. I thought about moving down there on the bottom of the hill, but I know it wasn't gonna last long. So my partner tells me, man, go to the library with me. I'm going to pick up some tobacco. When he told me it was five caps for 50, I said, I'm gonna at least get a cap and a half to Joe T. So they make the call out. I go on down there with him, Joe T. We're walking back. And the officer from a distance, Joe T, says his name. He was like, oh, are you back at the library again? Joe T, I ain't knowing he done been down here 4 or 5 times. I'm not knowing this, Joe T. So he turned around and he tries to play it off, Joe T. He was like, man, there you go again, man. And he turned around, Joe. When he turned around, he give me this look right here like this, Joe T. And so I'm like, what's up? He was like, man, I'm gonna turn around again. I'm gonna pitch it to you. I was like, all right. So he was like, man, why you always mess with me for? He was like, man, look. He always, and Joe T, he hands it off to me, Joe T. And it was a smooth handoff, Joe T. I ain't gonna lie, it was a smooth handoff, Joe T. But in my mind, the only reason why I was gonna take it, because I'm already knowing this is finna cost you another half a cup if we make it past this police. So when he gives it to me, Joe T, I hurry up and cuffs it real quick, Joe T. And the police said, come on, man, let me pat you down, man. So Joe T, he goes, he pats him down. I try to keep on walking. He say, hold on, Rick. Joe T, I turn around, I'm like, man, hey, man, I ain't been down. Hey. He was like, man, just hold on, pat you down real quick. So Joe T, he gets to patting me down. Joe T. In fact, you know, I got a little something on me, Joe T, and when I get there, he calls for backup, Joe T. Joe T, they pat me down, they get the tobacco off of me, because they going about the business, tell me everything. So I'm already knowing, Joe T, what's going on. I just wanted to come up here and go ahead and ask you, man. I'm going to go ahead and try to pay him off. Get this right up. If I had to borrow 100 from you, you know what I'm saying, if you can help me out or something, all right? I said, yeah, I got you. Just let me know. Man, a day or two A day or two go by. White boy Rick come back to the cell. Now, when it came to the white inmate advisor, some people used him because some affiliates used him because they knew he white, 9 times out of 10, Clint didn't. He ain't telling Clint didn't know, you know what I'm saying, if they black or not white or whatever the case may be. So when he going down there, some black folks just thought they were going to have a better chance using the white boy than the black dude. You know what I'm saying? So he had what he called an affiliation discount, which really was on the strength of he wasn't affiliated, but everybody knew he dealt with the Aryan Nation. And some of the black folks done got on his head before because they knew the Aryan Nations was getting a different price. So if you thinking you finna keep working down now, you know what I'm saying, and you can pull this out and pull that out, and you gonna fool with the white boys stronger than the black dudes, I tell you what, you ain't gonna have a job at all. We're gonna send y'all way back there to the cat cub. So what he did, he called it an affiliation discount, where if you a peon, you neutral, he gonna charge you whatever he want to charge you. But knowing people who affiliated needed and you messing with them and you ain't one of them, I tell you what, you ain't got to worry about it. You get poked on and you could go all the way back there to the cat cub. You could be the inmate advisor for the whole. You ain't gonna do nothing out here. So he got into it with somebody about that. Because they done told him, man, he, you know, whatever. Man, look, you gonna run around here charging this over that, this, you know what I'm saying? You gonna get it right. So he ended up getting it right. So white boy Rick ain't knowing about this. White boy Rick don't know there's an affiliation discount. He just aware that he charging a specific amount. He thinking, I'm gonna pay the 100, and that's that when he come, I'm gonna see if he'll take the 100, I'm gonna be cool. I just let him know how I do it. White boy Rick come back to the Joe T. Hey, Joe T. Man, step out here real quick, Joe T. I said, man, hold on real quick, right? All right, I'm gonna be right here on the walk, man. If you just hurry up, man. I come out to say, what's up? Pull up right here, Joe T. What's up with him, Joe T? I said, who? Man, that inmate advisor, Joe T. I just sit there and told him what happened with the little ride up, right? I said, yeah. Man, Joe T, he talking about, he want $250. He talking about, I ain't affiliated. I told him, man, look here, man. What you mean I ain't affiliated, so it's $250? Joe T, he looked me dead in my eyes and said, that's the affiliation discount. Joe T, you know anything about that? I said, yeah, I done heard about it before. I said, you know, he got into it with some of the guys and some of the Crips because they found out, you know what I'm saying, that he was only charging that. He's a little racist anyway, Joe T. Everybody know he wants to be brotherhood, but I think he's got one of them charges, and they pretty much just got him extorting him, treat him however they want to treat him. If I remember right, it's one of them situations where he swears up and down, Joe T, that girl lied about her age, and he was doing what he was doing, and then he got caught, and that girl screamed, you know, and next thing you know, he ended up with a bunch of time. But I don't know how the paperwork read, but I'm almost certain, Joe T, that's the situation with him and them white boys and them Aryan Nations and them brotherhoods. But Joe T, he talk about he wants $250, Joe T. I said, I ain't got another $150. Joe T, I wasn't finna ask you for another $150. Now I'll just go ahead and take my lick, you know, and just go ahead and do whatever they gonna do. If I got to go to the hole, I go to the hole. Now I ain't tripping on none of that, but I'm just saying that it was the audacity for him to tell me that's an affiliation discount for the 100. He wants $250 from me, Joe T. I'll beat him up worse than some of these affiliations. Some of these people are affiliated around here, Joe T. He's got me messed up. I took that as disrespect. And he's a little racist, and he think nobody knows, but I know he's a little racist. But I'm going to finish let him doing what he's doing, and I'm going to go over to the cell. I'm going to go over in the cell and talk to him, and I'm going to see what he got to say then, because telling me $250, I'm a grown man. I put on my pants just like him, one leg at a time, and the only thing he's got to do down there and do is this and do that and then whatever, and he think he's going to charge me $250. I said, why you ain't go ask your homeboy, you know what I'm saying? Well, Joe T, I had already hollered at him. You know, he told me he's gonna straighten me when he got some other things going on. You know what I'm saying? And then I was gonna go ahead and give you that back and whatever. You know, Joe T, you know how it goes in here in the penitentiary, man. Not saying that I was robbing Peter to pay Paul, but I had already hollered at him about the write-up, right? But I did when I went down there, Joe T. I told him, When I went down there, I told him, I said, man, I'm going up here and holler at my buddy, Joe T, man, so I can go ahead and get that took care of. I said, but man, you know you're going to have to. And he tells, this what he tells me, Joe T. Man, when I turned around the first time, man, I was trying to let you know what I'm saying? We was back further. If you would have been paying attention, we probably would have been straight. Then I told him, Joe T, I know you ain't trying to pop this whip on me when you came and hollered at me and asked me to go down there and didn't tell me. You had already been down there 4 5 times, Joe T. These some characters in the penitentiary now. Now, he know he had already been down there. He was just hoping it was a different officer on that yard. And so when we walking back, when he see that officer, when he turned around the first time and did me like that, Joe T, he should have let me know off the bat before we went down there. Now, hey, dude might recognize that I done been down here 4 5 times, right? So by the time he gives it to me, yeah, we closer, but you think the officers is just stupid? They've been around inmates for 4 or 5 years, Joe T. Some of them been in here 10, 15 years. They know how inmates work and how inmates get down. So, and they know we try to have each other's back, especially knowing that I was finna probably get 2 caps out of that 5. So Joe T, he tries to run it on me like I messed up the play, then that's the reason why we got caught. So Joe T, I told him, I said, well, look, well, however you feel, you know, I got a ride up for you, you know, and you know, you're going to have to take care of that when I figure out what's going on with the ride up. And Joe T, actually, he's the one that told me it was going to be $100, you know, dude was going to take care of it. Then I came holler at you, and then I go holler at him in a couple of days after he comes over here to holler at me. And Joe T, he tells me that's an affiliation discount. Joe T, he's got me messed up, but I'm going to go over and holler at him, you know, once he goes back over to it. When he goes over and he gets settled, I'm going to go over and talk to him man to man, one-on-one. I understand he's walking around with his little briefcase right now. You know what I'm saying? He's running around here inmate advising, but I'm going to go over and talk to him as a man when he's not in his inmate advisor uniform, the one that he goes to work in with his inmate advisor shoes on. I'm going to go over and when he strips down and he's in his whites and grays, and I'm going to go over and talk to him as a man and not as an inmate advisor, let him know, don't you come over and tell me nothing crazy like that again. I said, well, do whatever you got to do. But Joe T, just in case, man, if I do need you, I said, nah, I can't give you no $250. I already know, Joe T, but that's cool. I'm going to go over and talk to him. I'm going to get this situated. Don't you worry about it. White boy Rick goes over there. White boy Rick goes over there to go talk to the dude. It's some white dudes in the cell. They over there talking. White boy Rick goes over, he tells me, white boy Rick goes over, taps on the door, goes in. From what he tell me and what I'm gonna tell you, he getting ready to leave and he hear one of the white boys use the N-word. When the white boy used the N-word, he turned around. But anyway, white boy Rick ends up getting the fighting over there. The door's open. He end up getting the fighting. They go over and see what's going on. White boy Rick is saying what happened. It goes down. The officer gets up, walks out in the breezeway, let them handle that over there. White boy Rick comes back over. Joe T! I'm in the cell. I can tell from the distance there's a, hey, Joe T! Joe T! I popped the door, my homeboy. Joe T, hey, Joe T, white boy Rick, he walking by the door. White boy Rick holler, I come out the door. What's up? Man, I might be going to the hole, man. Come down and holler at me real quick. I said, man, hold on real quick. He said, man, hurry up, man. I probably ain't got a lot of time, man. So he going to say to everybody, white boy Rick, what's going on, white boy Rick? Man, I just had to get on that inmate advisors. Y'all already know, man, I've been saying that boy was racist, man, and they know that boy was racist, man. I done went over and had to tap him up. Joe T, hey, man, hurry up, man. He going to cell. I come out the cell, boom, come down. Walk over there, what's up, Joe T, what's going on? Hey, folks. Hey, you don't need to be in there. I said, man, I ain't in there. What's up? Man, I don't know what he talking about. He probably he finna go to the hole, folk. You might not even want to go in the cell. Police already looking, everybody looking, you on whatever. I said, man, come on with all that, man. I'm straight, bro. Y'all, man, come on, bro. Like y'all be moving in silence over here. I tap on the door. Come on, Joe T. I pop the door. Man, Joe T. Boom. Bless his head. Man, Joe T, I told you, man, Joe T, so I go over, and when I go over, he got a bunch of neutral PR white boys in the cell with him, right? I walk in the cell, man, bless his cell. I told him, man, hey, man, I need to talk to you about that. He gonna tell me, man, ain't nothing to talk about, man. That's an affiliate discount. Everybody, all my brothers in here, they know. Your brothers, Joe T, I told him, your brothers, you said that like you're affiliated or something. You're a neutral just like me. And for you to come over and tell me you're gonna charge me $250, I told you what the situation was. I was obligated to be in a convict. And I tried to tell you that I shouldn't even ended up in that situation. He gonna tell me, well, you need to go over there and straighten that. I said, I've already straightened it with him. I said, but I feel disrespected as a man for you to tell me that it was gonna cost me $250 for you to get rid of that write-up, when the only thing you got to go down there and do is run your cocksucker. Joe, tell you at that point, I realized I was disrespecting that man in his cell, right? So he tells me, ain't nothing to talk about. You can go and get you another inmate advisor. And I said, you know what? That's what I'm gonna do. I said, don't you even worry about it, because I know you're kind. So Joe T, I'm walking out of the cell, and I hear one of the white boys say, yeah, because them you know what I'm saying, they such and such, they. And then before I get ready to close the door, the inmate advisor said, yeah, that's why I be charging them. Joe T, I leaves the door open. I turned around and said, what you say? He said, man, come on out of my cell. I said, no, because y'all in here saying that word and y'all wouldn't go out there and say it. Joe T, he stands up at that time, and then his brother stands up too. Joe T, I bypassed the friend. The other friend, he don't even budge because he know that I don't play those racist games. I drive over there, Joe T, and hit him. Boom. When I hit him, Joe T, the other guy, he was like, no, just get off of him. He wasn't trying to fight me. He trying to pull me off of him. Joe T, I'm hammering him in that cell, and I'm telling him, man, don't you ever let that N-word come out your mouth again, boy. I said, and then you're not going to charge me $250 again. Joe T, I'm in there. Joe T, he's not even swinging back, so I don't even get no brownie points for it, Joe T. At this point, the officer say, hey, man, y'all need to close that door. Joe T, the other people, some of the affiliations, some black guys come over and white guys come over. They come over there. Hey, what's going on? What's going on? They like, secure the door, secure the door. So they go and they trying to secure the door, right? Joe T, I done already put the work in. Joe T, I turn around and I tell him, yeah, he in here talking about there's an affiliation charge and what he charging regular people and PR. And I told him I wasn't paying that. I'm getting ready to walk out of this cell, and this boy right here ends up saying that N-word, and then he bust around, then he turn around and say that's why he be charged. And I sit here and told these white boys, don't be in here using that N-word if you ain't gonna go out there and use it in the derogatory way that you used it in the cell. And Joe T, when I say that, he gets up, he wiping his face off, man, I would never say nothing like that. I wouldn't. Joe T, I turn around, hit him so hard, boom. Joe T, he goes up against the wall, and I jacks him up, and I say, man, look here, man, you're going to take care of that write-up. And I turn him loose, and he's all right. Joe T, I'm walking out of the cell, and no disrespect, all the black guys were like, man, we already knew you were raised right, Warwick, man. That little, man, Joe T, I'm letting them both know, man, yeah, man, he's gonna charge me $250, talking about there's an affiliation fee. As of right now, ain't no such thing as anything. Everybody gets the same price for $100, and that's what it is. If anybody want their write-up drop, go holler at him. He's only charging $100, and if he's charging more than $100, come over and holler at me, and I'm gonna come back over and holler at him, because he's racist, and he down there working with that racist, and if he charging anybody more than $100, I heard somebody say, how much you said? Man, he been charging me. Somebody else, man, he been charging. Hey, what's up? Hey, he been charging me. Then I see the Aryan Nation get up like they were gonna come over to Joe T. And I said, hey, no disrespect, but he just said that he's only giving them that price. Yeah, Joe T, I threw him under the bus, Joe T. So I'm walking out, Joe T, they was over there treating me like a hero, right? So I walk back over here, and just when I'm walking out, the officer that walked out and went in the breezeway, he tells me, now if I decide to call this code, you know they come over here and get you know what I'm saying? If it's going to be any issue outside of what just going on, I'll let y'all handle it. Like, man, I told that police officer, I tell you one thing, if he wants more problems, I'm sure going to come over and bring them to him. So at that point, he said, see, See, I might have to go and send you to the hole. That's why I'm saying, Joe T, I'm about to pack my stuff right now, because I don't know. I don't know what's finna happen, Joe T. And if I go to the hole, just call my lady, let her know I'll be out in a couple of days. But I bet you one thing, I'll take it right up for going over and put my hands on him. But I guarantee you, he can say whatever he wants to say about that fight. But I guarantee you, when he go down there and my write-up hit that desk about that tobacco, I bet you that tobacco write-up better disappear free of charge. Because if I have to go back over it, Joe T, and he say anything outside of he's gonna take care of that write-up, Joe T, I'm gonna put these hands on him, Joe T, and then I'm probably be on close or on Mac. I'm gonna beat the brakes off of him. He's gonna tell me he gonna charge me $250. He ain't gonna charge me $250. And now I guarantee he won't charge nobody else that, because he's over there saying that stuff he ain't got no business saying. I said, man, white boy Rick, what's wrong with you? Ain't nothing wrong with me, Joe T. The question is, what's wrong with people? You know, because I'm going to tell you something I've learned about people, Joe T. The best way to really see a man is not to look at him. I said, what? Joe T, there's so many characters in here that tell you one thing, and then on the flip end, they're a completely different person. Now, one thing I learned about humans is they continue to do what works for them. Now, the minute he got that job down there, he probably wasn't even whatever the case may be. And then I guarantee you the Marine Nations got some write-ups, and then all of a sudden, Joe T, he thought because he told them I can do this and I can do that, he probably felt like he had a little authority. And so on the strength of that, he's operating a certain way because people can't really see him. So he's taking advantage of that, Joe T. And then he probably started getting off on, I'm doing this for white people versus what I'm doing for black people or colored people. You know, Joe T? And then all of a sudden he comes this character, and now he's looked at it because he's got some kind of status because he's an inmate advisor. So now that he's the inmate advisor, all of a sudden, regardless of his charges of what he done, Joe T, people are looking at him like he's a use in here. And one thing about people that are foul, but also have some kind of sense of value, a lot of times they do what these officers do in here in the penitentiary, Joe T, and what they do is they abuse their authority. When they go to Tullahoma, Joe T, and they learn their lessons to come in here and do whatever they got to do as officers, what they realize when they come in here is that that pencil and that paper gives them a whole lot of authority. They come in here and they see officers jump on inmates, put them in handcuffs and beat them up and take them back there to the back, and they don't lose their job, they don't lose their pay, and they don't go to jail. So next thing you know is they become something that they'll never tell their family when they go home. They don't go home and tell them that they done took hold of the prison lingo, that they done became inmates and institutionalized themselves. So they people can't really see them. So Joe T, the best way to really see a person is not to look at them. So when it comes to him, the only reason they're in that cell using that N-word, knowing he's got no business saying it, is because he know there's no way he'd say that and be who he's hiding inside that cell. So the minute nobody's looking, he's been... Joe T, I'm trying to tell you. And when you really get, and then when you get a chance for them to let them expose themselves because they think you can't see, they always end up showing their true colors. And when it comes to somebody like me, Joe T, when their true colors do show because they think I can't see them, Joe T, I'm going to put that work in on them. Now, I don't know who needed to hear this. It's somebody that see you, even though you think you're getting away with what you think you're getting away with. It's some people right now, friends, relationship, co-workers, whatever. Somebody done let something go by. Somebody done let something slide. It's been whispers about you. But at the end of the day, you thinking you been getting away with it because ain't nobody said nothing to you yet. But I'm going to tell you something. Them people see you. And when they finally expose you, don't you think for 1 second you're going to play victim or try to flip it. Because one thing about an observation is when a person live in reality, I know what I heard, I know what I seen, I know what I heard, I know what I experienced. So the minute I expose that, your best bet is to go ahead and take that on the chin and let it be what it is, and don't try to put nothing extra on it. Because at the end of the day, that's really who you always been. You just took advantage of a genuine person, a decent person, a patient person, somebody who done been through just as much as you done been through, but they were more genuine than you. And now you looked at it and You was the same wolf you always been, same snake you always been, same conniving person you've always been, and you thought that them people were not seeing you. And in the beginning, they were being patient, but then it turned into I'm being patient too. I'm gonna give them enough rope to get up there and do it to themselves.